Hello Year 4, it's Mr. Tamlin here, and welcome to our final reading skills lesson of the week. It's the 28th of January today, and for Vipers today we're going to be moving on to the letter E. Pause the video now to copy down the date, Vipers, and then have a think about what our focus will be for today. Let's reveal our screen one final time for the week. Well done if you've remembered that the E in Vipers stands for explain. We're going to be explaining our answers today using clues from the book to help us do that. Let's warm up our brains to start with then, and we've got a final grammar and punctuation activity. It says, what is the correct spelling of the missing words in these sentences here? So we've got for the first one, Jamie had a blank time at the party. Now our answers are at the end in blue here. There are two options, only one of them is right. So is it, Jamie had a great time at the party? Is great spelt like this or this? If you remember Year 4, these are called homophones. Two or more words that sound exactly the same, but are spelt differently and have different meanings. Your job is to think which one is the correct spelling when something's really, really good, like you have a good time. Jamie had a great time at the party. Now you don't need to copy the whole sentence down, but can you pause the video now and just write the correct great into your reading books now? Let's move on to sentence number 2. It says, I have grown taller since last year. When you grow taller, is it grown or grown like this? Which do you think is the correct spelling? Pause the video now and just copy one of these words down for when you grow taller. Number 3 is about a lion. It says, the lion shook his mane. Mane, if you remember, is like all the hair around its head here. Is it mane spelled like this or mane like this? Pause the video now and copy one of these words down for a lion's mane now. And finally, this last sentence here, Dad tied a knot in his laces. When you tie a knot with your shoelaces, do you spell it like this or the final knot like this? Pause the video now and copy one of these words down. Answer time. Let's start back with sentence number 1 then. For great, as in you have a really good time, you spell it G-R-E-A-T. It's that first one. Give yourself a tick for great there. When you grow taller, and if you're talking about the past, like grown, it would be the very first one. G-R-O-W-N. The other groan is like when you moan and you groan. The third one, the lion shook his mane. It's M-A-N-E for this one. The other mane is when it's like the main task or like the main and most important thing. The final sentence, Dad tied a knot in his laces, is spelt with a K. The other type of knot is when you say like no or you're not doing something, okay? Super, well done for those homophones. Let's get started on our reading skills for today. Now, we have got 5 questions on the screen. Each one of these questions we'll need to explain our answers. So number 1, why did Loki kill the otter? Now we're making links to the Dragon's Hoard story, which we focused on all week. I'm going to read the first paragraph and keep this question in your minds all the way through it. Let's start reading. Loki, the Viking god of mischief, often caused trouble deliberately, but one morning he caused trouble entirely by accident. He was walking by the river when a glossy otter scrambled out of the water, dragging a plump salmon. Loki wanted the salmon for his breakfast and knew the otter's fur would be valuable. So the next part of the story, if you remember, goes on to describe how Loki killed the otter and then carried on for the story. But here, and somewhere in here, is your answer for why he actually killed the otter in the first place. See if you can pause the video, copy down your answer into your reading skills book now. Let's move on to question number 2, which is on your screens now. Why did Fafnir begin to turn into a dragon? Your answers are somewhere in this paragraph, so let's have a little read. Fafnir piled the gold in his corner of the cave. He ran his fingers through it. He sat on it. He lay on it. He rolled in it. He curled up round it to sleep. He growled at his brothers if they came near the gold. Soon, Fafnir began to turn into a dragon to guard the gold. He grew bigger and heavier. He grew claws and fangs and rock-hard scales on his back, but he still had a soft skin-covered belly, so he could feel the gold when he slept on it. So somewhere in there, year 4, is your answer to why did Fafnir begin to turn into a dragon? See if you can find it, pause the video and copy it into your book now. Question 3 is on our screens now. It says, why did Sigurd want to kill the dragon? So let's read the paragraph. Hopefully in here will explain the answer. Though Sigurd wasn't really a hero, his father had been a hero, but Sigurd hadn't done anything heroic yet. Sigurd decided the perfect way to start his hero's career was to kill a dragon and take its gold. He visited the blacksmith's forge and asked for a sword. The blacksmith offered him the standard hero sword, and Sigurd tested the blade by swinging it at the smith's huge black anvil. The sword shattered. I'll need a better sword than that to defeat a dragon. Can you make me your... ... The story continues. So in this paragraph here somewhere is your explanation to why did Sigurd want to kill the dragon. See if you can find it, pause the video and copy it into your book now. Okay, we've got 2 more questions. Question number 4 is coming onto our screen now. It says, why did Sigurd ask for a spade from the blacksmith? Now we know he asked for the perfect sword, but why did he ask for a spade? Let's read it. He visited the blacksmith one more time and asked for a spade. Sigurd returned to the dragon's lair, waited until the dragon was asleep on the ground, and then dug a pit in the path between the cave and the river. Then he crouched at the bottom of the pit with his sword on his right and his spade on his left. So in there somewhere, year 4 is our answer to why Sigurd asked for a spade. Pause the video, copy your answer into your book now. Let's move on to our 5th and our final question. It says, towards the end of the story, why did the pit turn completely black? Let's see if we can find it here. After hours of crouching in the cold, damp pit, Sigurd felt the ground shake. He heard the thump of heavy, clawed feet. He heard the dragon's mutters and growls. He saw the dragon's spiky head pass above him. Then the pit turned completely black as the massive bulk of the dragon's body blocked out the sky. Okay, so why did the pit turn completely black? See if you can pause the video one final time and copy your answer into your reading skills book now. Well done, year 4. They are all 5 of our explanation questions today. See if we can answer the questions now. So using a purple pen, or if you've just got a normal pen or a pencil or whatever you've been using, see if you can tick your answers now. Let's start back with question 1, which is on the screen now. Why did Loki kill the otter? Well done if you found the answer was because Loki wanted the salmon for his breakfast. So he killed the otter to try and get the fish. Give yourself a tick for that one there. Number 2, why did Fafnir begin to turn into a dragon? Well, if you remember, Fafnir loved the gold and all he wanted to do was protect it. So your answer for question 2 is because he was guarding the gold. Well done if you got that one there. Let's move on to question number 3. Why did Sigurd want to kill the dragon? Well, let's reveal our box to find out. He wanted to kill the dragon because Sigurd wanted to be the hero. And his father was a hero, but Sigurd hadn't done anything heroic yet. So he thought that would be the perfect plan. Give yourself a tick if you've got any of those answers there. Question number 4 now. Why did Sigurd ask for a spade from the blacksmith? Well as that mighty sword, Sigurd wanted a spade to dig a pit in the path between the cave and the river. Give yourself a tick if you got that one there. And finally, number 5, why, towards the end of the story, why did it suddenly go black? Well, if you remember this large dragon creature, its body blocked out the sky. So it went completely dark because he blocked out all of the light. Well done for all of our super learning in reading skills this week, year 4. We've looked at lots of different Viper skills, all linked to the Dragon's Hoard. Bye for now.